Hello, everyone, and welcome in this evening. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for this epic unboxing of the consignment of vintage jewelry from our really dear friend in Cottonwood, Arizona. I did a video on unboxing 5 ounces of gold from this consignment. So this is going to be what we're bringing to the sale, which is 99.9% of the items out of that box. The sale is going to be this coming Tuesday, May 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We start immediately. It is very fast-paced, but it is super fun, and we welcome all of you in, even if you don't buy anything. We appreciate you stopping because so many people have said, even if we don't buy anything, Jason, it's interesting to see what stuff is selling for and also to see what is desirable in vintage costume jewelry and also vintage fine jewelry. We have a tremendous amount of gold and sterling silver and a lot of costume lots for this sale. There's going to be approximately 100 lots. If we can get through them, we would be so grateful. So it's going to be very fast. To register for the sale, please go over to Bully Run Antiques. Sorry for the little, combination of letters there, but it's BullyRunAntiques@gmail.com. We need 5 pieces of information to be fully registered. We need your YouTube user ID name. You might come in as your real name, or you might come in if you have a channel, like mine is Jason Adams. Jeremy's would be BullyRunCoffee. In that line, we need your full name, your real name, what your real name is, shipping address, your email for your invoice, and we need your phone number. We need all 5 pieces of information. We need the registration no later than tomorrow night, which is Monday, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do not accept registrations after that, and we would definitely like you to come to the next sale if you register after that. Wow, I even spelled address wrong. And please forgive this because I have to fix that because I'm finicky and I don't know where my marker just went. But I have to tell you, and I told Jeremy, if I seem a little bit off in this video, there we go. I added a D to address. There we go. So we need your address. I told Jeremy, please excuse this abridged version of a preview. I'm exhausted. We had terrible storms in Ohio last night. Everyone is fine. Everyone is safe. My neighbors are fine. We had a lot of damage with trees. A structure right down the street from my house was damaged, and our lights had been out for over, I think it was like maybe 16 or 18 hours. But we're just grateful that everybody is safe and sound. But I am physically and mentally exhausted because I did not sleep last night, like at all, okay? So I'm on literally 3 hours of sleep this afternoon, so I appreciate you forgiving me when I make a mistake like that. Anyways, the sale will be a buy it now. It's fixed prices. We say the price, you claim it, it's yours. This is a very partial preview for the sale, and welcome to Bully Run, and thank you so much. There's the basic information. Let me do the gold rings first. So we have a lot of gold rings for the sale. We have a lot of gold jewelry, period. We have a lot of gold earrings and earring jackets, and I'll get into some of the sterling silver. We also have some paperweights and some pretty unusual little decorative arts. So again, I will test all of these stones, but what I'm going on right now is my limited time with these pieces and also what I'm seeing. This is either a aquamarine or it's a blue topaz. It's a genuine stone. I will definitely test this before we bring it to the sale. This is either aquamarine or blue topaz in solid 14 karat gold. That is a size 5.5. So there you go on that one. Let's go through these pretty quick because I got a lot to get through, and I appreciate you letting me pedal a little bit faster because I did show a lot of this in that video. So if you haven't seen the unboxing of this on my channel, which is Jason Adams, please go over to Jason Adams on YouTube and watch the unboxing of 5 ounces of gold because most of these pieces were already unboxed on there. And this is the smoky quartz, the ruby, and the 14 karat gold ring. That comes in an appropriate and a very tight size 7. size 7, late 1950s on that construction, possibly into the 1960s. Let's go into all the blue topaz. So this is the 3-stone blue topaz, approximately a size 6 1/4, 6 1/4. And my little Barbara Mandrell over here, she gets a workout at every single one of our sales, but that is a 6 1/4. That is 3 blue topaz, and absolutely incredible. And yes, these are called mandrels, but I call this Barbara Mandrell. Just because I want to. This is a size 3, so this is a very small size ring. This is likely clear zircon. Those may be little diamonds down the shank. I'll check that out, but that, to all appearances, looks to be a clear zircon that is a size 3. I believe that to be 14 karat white gold as well. I wish I had my loop out on my desk. This one might be sterling though, because I don't know why this made this into this, but this might be sterling silver. So let's leave that out for now, because these two are white gold. And this is definitely some sort of zircon or cubic zirconia, but looks zircon to me. And again, I really wish my brain was on a little bit more for this preview, but I know you forgive me because you always get me to the finish line in all that I do. And you know, these previews are normally done with Jeremy and with Mary, and I don't have either one of them today. Jeremy had the trailer out, and he's busy making food right now for the trailer for tomorrow. And boy, he did really well today. He did a show down in Canton, Ohio. This is a 3 3/4, 14 karat gold. And this one is 14 karat gold. That's definitely a CZ. And that comes in at right at 5 1/4. But look how believable that stone is. And that mounting is exceptionally well built in solid 14 karat gold. Boy, are my hands dirty today. This one, let's go with the mystery ring. And I say this based on the stone and the metal. Sure looks like it's 18 karat gold or higher carat. This is a size 6. Look at that textured finish. Now, what I need to do is I need to figure out if this is plated or if this is solid gold. To all appearances with the inside mark, it appears to be solid gold. That most certainly could be a blue spinel, which would be synthetic, or it may be a blue topaz, but that sure looks synthetic to me. I don't see color zoning. The color blue is slightly different than a topaz, and I'm definitely going to check this stone out. But being in higher karat gold, you would think it's probably a more important stone. So I'll definitely check that before we bring that on. And what if that's an aquamarine? If it is, it's Santa Maria aquamarine, and it's going to be extremely expensive if it does, in fact, check out to be aquamarine. This one I think is 10 karat gold and a little rock crystal, but I love that braided mounting down the shank. And then look at that free form design, almost brutalist at the top. That's a size 5 1/2. So again, we have a ton of gold rings, a blue topaz, and you know that in the video of the unboxing of this estate, that's a size 5 1/2. Look at that blue topaz. And I loved the asymmetry of that mounting, that it almost leans, so 1980s Memphis modern. A wearable sculpture in the way that is presented. Absolutely exquisite. And on the finger, when you see these things on, absolutely beautiful. This was the winner of all of them. This is genuine blue topaz down the shanks. Those are bezel set all the way down in a channel or channel set, and then the little diamonds are channel set all the way down. And of the rings, this was Jeremy's favorite. He said to me, you know what, that looks royal, it looks regal, it looks incredibly well made. That is a size 7 1/2. Some people, that resell say, oh, that's an 8 because it goes down to the 8. No, it's where the shank stops. See how that's not an 8? That's more of a 7 1/2. That's why we don't have returns on our channel, because we measure the rings exactly. We let you know how they're going to fit, and we've yet to have, I think, but one complaint. They didn't send it back, but we had one complaint in like the second channel second sale, and they said, I don't think this is a 6. And I said, I think you need to remeasure your finger. So we do things really exact because we don't want people to be disappointed. That's the one thing that Jeremy takes great pride on the channel. I'm going to pause you there, and I'll be bringing out some more treasures in just a second. Let me regroup. Also, I wanted to tell you that we have a ton of sterling silver at the sale, so just stay put. If gold isn't your thing, we've got you covered with unique and beautiful handmade sterling silver from this incredible and very wealthy collection. And again, I'm very blessed by the fact that we were chosen to liquidate this collection. Now, all of these have pairs, and of course, I should have grouped them. Let me pause, let me group them, and I'll be right back. Look how much better I feel when things are in order. So these are all solid 14 karat yellow gold earring jackets or earring enhancers. So we're going to sell kind of some groupings because I know that all of you trust my judgment. You never have any complaints and you never say, oh, I wish you sold those separate. You'll always say, we really appreciate what you do for all of us. Thank you. And I say, you're welcome. Oh, there's a cat hair. We got to get that cat hair out of the box. And there we go. So we're going to sell these in some groupings, like the amber and the pearls will be sold separate. Like together as a group is what I mean, as a separate lot. The sapphires in gold, we're going to sell those as one lot. We might sell these as a separate lot, these as a separate lot, and those as a separate lot. Then we might group these two with the hoops. We might let those go by themselves, and we'll probably group these two and these two together. So we'll probably make a grouping of this and this. Oh, this is really not cooperating with me, but I won't get frustrated. I never want to sound angry during the previews, even though I'm still exhausted. So look, we'll sell that together. We'll sell the rubies as a pair, and these little streamers, we're going to sell those four together. The hoops we'll probably put with something else because that's where the studs go through in the top. See how it's got that little space for the little hole to, those are definitely earring jackets. So the studs go through all of these. And then there is, the leaves will sell together too. Like these two little leaves and these two longer leaves will go together. Look how cool that would be that drops down below the stud. Isn't that cool? So we'll sell some groupings. Those are all 14 karat yellow gold. And a lot of people have begged us, can you please bring on earring jackets? And I say, we just don't find them anymore. We'll sell these ribbons. These are 14 karat gold with posts. We'll sell those ribbons together as well. You might ask yourself, why do I have the scale out? Well, because we were starting to weigh the gold and we were starting to come up with some of the gram weights, so we know how to price things. So that's why this was here. And one more gold piece that's incredible. This actually is gold filled. So the bangle will come. That's a gold filled bangle bracelet. That is not solid gold. And then this is absolutely solid gold. This is an incredible 10 karat gold. Absolutely totally right. 10 karat yellow gold. Absolutely totally right as rain. Wonderful, wide, exceptional, mirrored finished. Look at the finish on that, how it pushes and pulls the light. Let's get a gram weight on this so you know what to expect for some prices. And what we're going to do is, to be fair to the consignor and be fair to all of our buyers, which we like to be fair to both parties involved, we're going to do spot price and then a small percentage. I talked to Jeremy and I said, what if we do spot plus 15%, or we do spot plus 20%. I don't think we're going to go over that, but I need to make sure that I'm returning enough money to the consignor, still giving you a great deal, meaning like if there's $1,000 in gold in this necklace, we'll charge $1,150. And then after our fee, we're not going to be making much, but like the point is we want the item to sell, but we want to be honest to our consignor. That's why we're picked to do these sales, because we're different than every other selling channel. We just have always done things different. And after being in business for 31 years, that's some staying power. I am very proud of my work ethic and how I've treated my consignors. At any rate, this is 18.5 grams. Let me check it again. And to make sure, 18.7. So 18.7 grams, and you can see it right there, 18.7. And there's small fluctuations, but we always, because these are so sensitive to being moved, there we go, 18.6. So there you go. It's 18.5 grams. And it's 10 karat gold. So do the math on that. And length on this one, just so you know, because I want to make sure that, you say, I don't want to sit through the whole sale and not know the length. This is 20 inches. So this absolutely stunning and perfect gold chain is 20 inches. Not a single kink, not a single issue, not a single dent. Absolutely wonderful. Great condition. Let's get into the sterling. I'm going to load the box. I'll be right back. Oh, and I forgot to mention we have gemstone beads. So if you love ruby zoisite, goodness. And a great length, by the way, and spaced with beautiful beads. I think I might have one earring to this, or maybe two. So I'm gonna double check and see. Look at the box filled with sterling silver. So I hope all my sterling people weathered the storm with all the gold, but guess what? We have more gold in another box. But Siam silver bracelet, and this is all coming on Tuesday night. Absolutely wonderful optic glass with this bold and dramatic mounting. Very 1980s, 1990s on that rigid collar. Look at that for sterling silver and a really beautiful formed rigid collar necklace that holds that dramatic, beautiful pendant. Absolutely cool. We sold one like that not too long ago. And this one is a sterling silver chain. Let me get a quick length. If you're looking for a 30-inch sterling silver chain, there you go, sterling silver, 30 inches. Onyx and a beautiful bracelet in sterling silver, Native American, and sterling silver on this one. It is artist signed, and I had a tough time making this out. Let me see where it's signed. Yeah, here we go. I'm surprised. I think that might be, it is. It's Bell Trading Post, and it's an early one. Needs to be cleaned up. It's got some oxidation and some tarnish, but that's an older bracelet. That's Bell Trading Post, solid sterling silver. Not very frequently do you find cuffs like that. Dichroic glass and sterling on a beautiful sterling chain. Absolutely awesome. And you know I love the art class things. Always makes me smile. Black coral bracelet. Somebody requested this. You got to come to the sale. Sterling silver collar from here to here, riveted through construction, and solid black coral bangle. Very simplistic, very direct. Czechoslovakian glass button. Really super cool with that artisan signature on the back. Boy, are my hands dirty. I'm like cleaning my fingers over here thinking, I don't know how my hands got to be so filthy today, but they are. Yeah, this is just goodness for a sterling silver, completely hand constructed. Look at this with the saying on the back of it. And the construction artisan created. That's a sterling silver snake chain too. Again, that was a request by several people. They said, can you sell that direct? And I said, absolutely not, because it's not fair to those that come to the sale expecting to see it. And it's not fair to my consignor to sell the things before the sale. And you all understood. These are sterling silver. I think most of these were made in Jamaica or the Bahamas. At least that's what my friend had went to the Bahamas, and he bought two of them and brought them back, and they were very, very similar construction to these. There was another origin on these. I think Southeast India is another origin of such bracelets. And then they had some that Moroccan as well. Anyways, this is beautiful liquid silver. This one is, again, this is 30 inches of liquid silver. And this is, I believe, 5 strands. Yes. So there's 5 strands of liquid silver. The cone style clasp, like always. Definitely Navajo, really fluid in its soft nature. Beautiful for a pendant. If you have a pendant that you're looking for a special chain, that is for you. And I'm glad in the preview of the other one I showed this, because, and then there's it. Oh, here it is. There's the Mexican necklace. And then someone said, are you bringing the lavalier, the Art Nouveau lavalier that's gold and amethyst and seed pearl on the gold chain? And I said, yes, I am. Bringing the Lilia Valley brooch? Yes, I am. I am also bringing this, and I did correctly identify this. This is Calvin Begay, and I said it was Navajo, and I shot from the hip because look at the price, $495 back when it was new. Calvin Begay, sterling silver. And I just said, I was like, that's definitely Navajo. And someone tried to say to me, I think it's Zuni. And I said, no, I still think it's Navajo. And did some research, and sure enough, Calvin Begay, at least this specific style and artist, was known as a Navajo silversmith. Look at the paperclip chain here with that very beautiful open link, lobster claw. And what I loved about this was the size. I think it fits up to an 18-inch neck, but look at that inlay work of almost that white turquoise and that blue turquoise, but look at that kind of purple. It's almost a lavender purple with the white spots. Really unusual stone on stone inlay, hence the price back then being $495. Absolutely incredible color. And you know we're not going to ask that for it. You know we're not going to be anywhere close. This is, I believe, MMA. I think it's sterling silver. I've had this many times. It always sells out. I believe that's Metropolitan Museum of Art or one of the museum replicas. And it's in perfect shape. You would think that there's one little lily missing. Nope. That's just the way it's constructed to make it look real. And I like the balance of those. I think that's beautifully done. Gold, gilt, sterling silver, and enamel. Here is the Art Nouveau and the special piece of the collection. This is the one that I would personally go after. But then again, Art Nouveau is getting very, very difficult to find. And this is, I believe this is 15 karat or 14 karat. It's signed down in here with all the foreign hallmarks down in there. I'll double check the carat weight. Now it's stuck on this necklace again. It's like they wanted to stay together. That is a gold chain. Again, I'm going to test and make sure this has been replaced. At least I think. Nope. This has been replaced here. This has not been replaced. There is the original and beautiful clasp, the hook. And signed with all the hallmarks. That's solid gold all the way down. And that is both a pin and a pendant. And look how remarkable that construction is. I think the chain is approximately, yes, it's 18 inches down the chain. I'm so glad that I have my handy dandy little measuring tape above where I'm doing the feed from. I need to double check this stone. I think the chain is gold and it's a very unusual link. Very unusual link with these welded or soldered bars and then the open curb link. So very unusual. I do not know if this is a diamond. To all appearances, it says, no, I am not. The weight of the prongs also says, no, I am not. When I had this in the daylight today, boy, I sure thought, am I in the presence of a diamond? But look, you see that the scintillation just isn't there. See how it just goes a little blank? These are diamonds. See how that goes a little blank? When people say to me, well, how do you know the difference between a cubic zirconia and a diamond? The way this is set and the way it doesn't sparkle. Then again, poorly cut diamonds or diamonds that don't have the right proportions won't sparkle right. But that to me says, no, I am not, but I'm stunning. And that chain is incredible. The chain on that one is just over, there would be 18, that's 19 inches down that really beautiful and well-made chain. I know that the mounting is gold. This woven bracelet's coming, reversible, so it has the textured on the one side and this polished on the other. There's the textured, almost like a serpent intertwined through there. Solid 14 karat gold, giant lobster claw clasp, again in perfect condition. Gram weight, I don't know because my scale's across the room. The one I do want to get, I have to check this other chain, so I'm not going to bring that now. Oh, let's do these. The amethyst beads need to be talked about because these are a tough one for me to look away from. But that's okay because I'm gonna. And then we have little pieces, parts. I wish I could show you my handful of little pieces that is off camera right now that I'm fidgeting with and distracted with. Another gold rope. I did scratch test this to make sure that it is gold. I also took it to my pawn shop to make sure that it in fact is 14 karat gold. It absolutely is solid 14 karat gold. Absolutely. Triple check now. I didn't like the finish, but guess what? It's just slightly oxidized, but look at that for a substantial rope. Look how thick it is. So if you need a thicker, substantial gold rope, this one is exactly 18 inches long. So that is exactly 18 inches long. Let me get a gram weight on that because I know most of you are going to ask. Let me get a gram weight. And I'll just do this slightly off camera. Let's move this out. Let's move this over. And this is my giant scale. Normally, I have a much smaller scale. And let's put this on there now that we zeroed it out. That is going to be 9.6 grams. 9.6 grams. So you can do some math and know what to expect for prices before Tuesday night. Okay? So do spot price, which is actual gold. And then do plus like just do plus 20%, and that'll give you the worst case scenario for Tuesday night. And by the way, it's going to be a great case scenario. This is 28 inches long. This is also 14 karat yellow gold. This is 16.2 grams. And there's a lot of people that resell that wouldn't in their right mind do like the weights for everyone in a preview, but I think it's very important to our consumers to know what they're getting. I think it's very important as a matter of fact. And this one is also solid 14 karat yellow gold. It is in perfect condition, fully hallmarked and fully checked. And we stand by these. We never sell things that are not real. We always sell the real deal, and you know that. We'll do the bracelet of the set next. This is the wide gold bracelet, and please stick with me because I decided to add a few of my own treasures to the sale, so you won't want to miss those. This is 12.8 grams, solid 14 karat yellow gold Italian, really beautifully constructed, locking mechanism, and you always have to check these and just make sure that they're in really good shape. There seems to be a little bit of play in this link right here. See how there's a little bit of a play there, but that's just because of the wear of what this is. See how it's here as well? So there's a tiny little bit of wear there, but it doesn't affect the wearability is what I'm saying. So there's a tiny little bit of space there in between those two links here and here, where I'm pointing with my index fingers right there and there, but that's on either side of the clasp. That is normal wear, but look at that for gold. And again, let's do that. 13 grams. Oops, it's not going to want to focus. Let's do it one more time. 12.9. But that's why when we sell these things, I'll sell this as like 12.8. So, and it might be 13, you know? So we always go shy on our pieces because we always want our consumers slightly more happy. And the consignor on this told me, please just make sure these pieces go to the right home. This is solid 14 karat yellow gold, going to be very expensive. It's completely hand constructed in Italy. It's 29.8 grams. So what does that put it at? An ounce of 14 karat gold. It is solid gold. Let's do it one more time. 29.8 grams, and that's the matching necklace to the bracelet. So if you wanted to invest in gold, we've got you covered this week for sure. So, and I did pull a little bit out of where I was gonna put some out at the Springfield Antique Show. Jeremy and I didn't get a chance to attend the show because he was very busy with the repair on one of his machines, and I was extremely busy setting up the estate sale. So we didn't go to Springfield. So I will be bringing some of my pieces on, and notice how this graduates. See the kind of thickness here, and then it graduates much wider down here. The wearability of this, it feels like fabric. It feels like absolute fabric. And this fits let me tell you, probably going to be about an 18-inch neck. This is exactly 17, let's see here, 17 and a quarter exact. So it's not going to go up to an 18, but that's the showstopper. There's other little pieces of gold. There's this little gold ring. Have to check the gold. Have to make this round. Have to work on that a little bit. And I have to check the stone. I think citrine. And then let's just bring this in and get this done. There's a watch band part. Going to test that for gold. If it is, we'll sell it local for scrap. We won't sell that on YouTube. And there are sterling silver rings. And these are crystal. I thought they could be moissanite. They're not. These are crystal. And look at that CZ from the 80s. Boy, doesn't that look great. Let's do a quick size on these. We've got between a 5, and let's go with like maybe one of the bigger ones. And this is a 6. And that's about the big and the small. So a 5 to a 6. Yeah, that's a 5.5. So they're all between about a 5 and a 6 for sterling rings. Never worn, rhodium plated, absolutely awesome. Let me pause the video and get my stuff. Oh, I'm not pausing yet. Let me get this out of here and let me put this in. And again, I didn't make the 30-minute mark, but guess what? I don't want to rush this. It's not fair to my consignor, and it's most certainly not fair to you, the consumers. And if it takes me another 15 minutes, so be it. But I'm here for all of you. These beads are going to be right at 16 inches on the inside. They would measure much, much longer. I've been over that before, but the width of the bead eats up some of that space. So this fits a 16-inch neck, okay? These are gem grade purple amethyst, and that is a gold-filled clasp. Beautiful, beautiful color purple, so closely color matched. And look at that little twinkle of almost ametrine that starts in that one. That's how you know that these are not just like glass or purple glass crystal from the 20s and 30s. Look at the variation in size of the beads. Look at the variation of the faceting of the beads. If you saw this out in daylight, it looks like it's worth $1 million. I would say carat weight on this. Let me give you an approximate, and let me show you one conversion for carat weights. Let me do this. So per gram, if you have 1 gram, it is approximately 5 carats. 1 gram is approximately 5 carats. That's coming in at, let's see here. Let's just say it's at 89. So let's just say if it was 100 grams, that'd be 500 carats of amethysts. So that's probably 400 and something. I can't do it in my mind right now because the math isn't mathing in my brain. But that's maybe what, 450, 420 carats of amethysts. Absolutely gorgeous the way they graduate. And math is not a strong suit of mine. I've often said it that as an artist, numbers and I do not and will not ever get along, but I'm good enough at them to run a business. And to balance the books. But anyways, that is fantastic. And I am known to use my fingers to count. So because it's a visual thing. I'm a visual person. And I'm not going to apologize for it. Look at the color on the white, by the way. To always see gemstones, put them on a white sheet of paper. That tells you the rest of the story. And what that says is, that's a hell of a novel. That's incredible. All right. The sterling silver buckle necklace. This is Mexican silver. One of the most incredible and well-made collars I've seen in a long time. Extremely heavy. Post 1975 on this one, based on the marking system. As soon as I see that, I always know it's post 1975 or 76 or who's counting at that rate. No one's right, no one's wrong. It's post 1970, okay? So it doesn't matter when the number system started, but it was in 70 something, 76, 77. Who really cares? I don't. So look at the way this opens in sterling silver. Incredible construction to get this on and off and together, and then this buckle goes over and snaps down. I marvel at the way this is constructed because the pins are actually put through in the center of this. We see a lot of Mexican silver being featured. We see a lot of Mexican silver being sold. I just say be very, very careful because a lot of it is, quote, contemporary and doesn't have personality and charm. This has personality and charm and a very sound investment for your money. Not because I own it, because guess what? I don't. It's not mine. Let me pause. I'll be right back. I'm going to get into this other box. Oh, and for all of you that love paperweights, I dug really deep. This is a John Gentile paperweight, and I have a little post-it note on the bottom of it to remind me who it is, because there is his signature. It's John Gentile. Look at that for an art glass paperweight. So if you're into paperweights, please make sure you come over to the sale. Let me put this in this bag and get this out of the way. Let me show you this one. Look at this paperweight. Oh, acrylic and awesome. Not sure who did it, but it's very modern. Very super cool for acrylic and a giant paperweight. Look at the way the light dances through that. Are you kidding me? Ooh, look. Unreal. I absolutely love that. So that's coming to the sale. These are all of my stuff. And then this was a marble of mine that I had for a long time. And it's this universe inside of this art glass marble. So if you're into paperweights and into hand-gathered marbles, boy, is this going to be the one for you. And I only have one. This is just the only one I have. It's contemporary. Probably late 2000s is my guess on that specific version. But look at that. It looks like an I just love it. Every angle you look at that, and it's so affordable, so ready to go. Look at this for art glass that I'm adding into the sale. I said I don't need it, but I love the red, white, and blue. I loved that trapped air down in there, and look at that folding galaxy down in. I've always thought that art glass paperweights were, again, exclamation marks for an environment or jewelry for the home, as I've said so many times. Unfortunately, this is very dusty. I didn't get a chance to clean it, but this is an aquarium paperweight, and this did come out of the multi-million-dollar collection that I did the estate sale. It's GW 1991, and there is the signature there. It's Sam, and then it looks like sturgeon. So Sam, sturgeon. I didn't look this one up just yet, but that is 1991, and look at that for an aquarium paperweight. The fish is totally trapped in there, and then that kind of gravel background that you're used to seeing in aquariums. But the leaves of the seaweed are absolutely exceptional. Very asymmetrical in its approach as well. Great profile, like that it tapers, like that it leans back just a little bit to really give you that impression of a fish underwater with those incredible plants. I love the play of light. I love the play of color. Let's get into some of the jewelry that I'm consigning into the sale that is out of my items. I forget what's in this box. Oh, I have to show you what's in this box first. Let's see here. I have these back. Oh, 14 karat gold and pearl earrings, and these are omega backs, the little diamonds in the center, but these are 14 karat white gold, and they have those omega backs. See how it's pierced and it has the omega that folds over. They are artist signed. I don't know who it is, but look at the quality of these. They look so high end, so luxury, you know, so bougie, so incredible. These yell, I have style and money. It really does. There's something about this that is that simplicity of form, and those are natural. They're natural pearls, but I do believe they're cultured. I would say that they started life by man. But look at those diamond accents in 14 karat white gold. Those are coming to the sale. Be ready for those. And then, oh, why didn't I show this earlier? I should have shown this first, but that's okay. If it doesn't sell, it stays local. I am bringing the cocktail ring on. So I am bringing that luscious, amazing, late 1950s, early 1960s, 14 karat white gold cocktail ring. And these stones, I don't know if the camera's going to do it justice. You should see this in daylight. I'm going to do a YouTube short on this between today and tomorrow and put it on my channel. This is a size 8. That's solid 14 karat white gold. And look at the way those dance. Every single stone so closely matched. And I love that tiered kind of prong system that holds these in all the way up the finger. Again, I'm going to try and stay 45 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to get there, but I really didn't want to rush that one. So that's a special piece that came in, and I'd like it to go right back out. I've only had it for, I think by the recording of this, I've had it for 3 days. Sterling silver and amethyst, a large size. That's probably about an 11 and a half-ish. Oh, it goes up to the 12. So that's a 12. See, I wasn't familiar with my current size either. So that is a 12, exactly. Those channel set, beautiful amethyst stones, sterling silver, wonderful construction. Looks great on the hand, by the way. Absolutely wonderful. Let me get that inside of a bag over here. Thank you so much for staying with me. I'm going to do a quickie. And these were the Joan Rivers pins off of the pin cushion. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Joan Rivers pins. The teddy bear, the bug, the bee, the hot air balloon, the star, and the beehive. I'm going to sell the whole group together. So I'm going to sell those all together. All the stones are there. They're in perfect condition. I'm going to sell the whole grouping together. I'm not going to separate them. And the rest of what was on that pin cushion, I think there are 17 rhinestone pins in this bag. 17 rhinestone pins get sold as one lot. I'm not messing around on Tuesday nights. I'm not doing it. I'm not in the mood, and I'm not going to. These are ocean pearl treasures, gold filled or sterling silver mountings. And there's the mark right there. I think they're sterling with gold plating. Look at those carved abalone screwback earrings. Getting very increasingly harder and harder to find. I do have the brooch to it, but I can't find it. I have no idea where it's at. Jeremy picked this one. He said, can we please bring that old locket we bought together? And I said, you know, Jeremy, I wanted to save it for my show system. And he said, can we please bring it? It would sell really well. So here it is. Victorian, and it does open. Let me see here how this comes open. This does come open on the side, and you just pop it open with your nail, and there are 2 residents inside. Beautiful and handsome. Once again, very beautiful and very handsome. And the fitter ring is missing from this side, and the fitter ring is there for that side, but it does have engraving on the back. Did you hear the snap, by the way? Because a lot of times people won't let you hear the snap. Listen, are you ready? Snap. So absolutely incredible. Look at those rhinestones too. One's a little bit gray, but that's okay. We forgive it. But I loved the stylization of those flowers and very beautifully done. All right, so an old locket. This is Coro sterling. It does have the gold vermeil. Coro sterling, but it's the largest I've seen. Coro sterling signed right there. Coro and sterling. Really great 4-leaf clover brooch. Absolutely love that. So that's coming to the sale. Let's do a couple more pieces of gold. I have many more pieces in my box that I'm bringing, but I'm going to leave them off camera for now. David Anderson enamel sterling silver. Now this has had this glued down. So this likely was a brooch. They ground that off, and then they glued that pin stem down to make a mechanism. So that's a bail now to put a chain through, but that's not original because it would have been a brooch. It would have been a pin. But David Anderson, they did a good job because they didn't mess with the enamel. So if you love David Anderson and you want the front view, turquoise blue, enamel Allen, sterling silver, that is for you. Beautifully artist made and hand constructed abstract sterling silver earrings. One is signed on the back, slightly different size, but that's because they're handmade with the gold foil. These are chrome diopside. Look at the size of this gigantic heart. That is on a size 17-inch sterling silver box chain. Look at those chrome diopside. Absolutely stunning in their color and their polish. The way they're cut and faceted, the light just dances and goes crazy. Speaking of which, 2 diamond rings. Not sure which one you're going to love better, so I brought them both. This is Levion, a chocolate diamond in the center, white diamond halo in solid 14 karat rose gold. So if you're into a Levion ring that you can wear every day of your life. These are also candlelight diamonds down the shank. And look at the scintillation of that. And then let's get the size one at a time. So you know this is a size almost 7. That's almost a 7. Not quite there, 6 3/4. So if you are a 6 1/4 and looking for an everyday diamond, I'll beat retail by a mile. You know I will. I bought it right at the pawn shop. And I took the chance because I just thought someone out there is going to love it. And we're down to now, I think I talked to Jeremy, we have 2 more diamond rings left. And then we're just going to have to go out and find more, you know, but the prices are going to be higher on the coming ones. So all I'll say is the prices are lower on these, but the prices are definitely going to go up from here. Just remember I told you that. This is a size 8. This is 14 karat gold. This one might be 10. I think I misspoke. I think this one's 10 karat white gold. That's a size 8. But look at that because it looks like one great big diamond in the center of that. It's not. It's 4 individually pronged set stones to make that up. And I'll tell you what, it does hold up. It really does hold up on the hand. Great color in the stones. I don't know what else to say. Besides, I loved those 2, and we'll leave those there. We'll scoot them up. So you remember there's going to be 2 diamond rings. The Sabino, I sold 3 of these already the same way. This is Sabino. You saw me buy this with my friend Gail. That is the original label made in France. Everybody wanted the opalescent Sabinos. So I thought, all right, I'll do it. I'm going to buy it. I'll bring it. A beautiful and very interesting sterling silver. I would consider this brutalist. Other people would say modernist. I think it's brutalist because it's so melty, it's so sculptural. It is not signed in any way. Those are just little maker's marks in the bottom. This is not signed. Sterling silver. It's a size 7-inch wrist. Very sculptural. Needs to find a new home. Absolutely needs to be on someone's wrist. I will never reach for it. I'll never wear it. This is rock crystal in sterling silver, and I loved that bamboo kind of style on the shank system, and that is a size 8 appropriate. But look what it does to magnify underneath that stone, that mounting. Very interesting the way that pushes and pulls the light. Very kind of like a gazing ball, or almost like one of those mood rings. Very cool in the daylight, by the way. I love the faceting on that. One more dendritic or dendrite agate. And the reason why this dendrite is here is this is the final one I have. I had several requests of people saying, I need one, I need one, I need one. This is the last one I have. This one came in from the gem show. The lady dealt in the best of them. Yes, you can find dendrite, that's beautiful, but hers just took the breath away from everybody at the show. People were scarfing them up. I did buy one for myself personally that I won't sell. This is the last one, and this was my second for my last favorite. So that is dendrite or dendritic agate in sterling silver. Really beautiful bail system on there. And I don't know what else to say besides I love the translucency and I love the patterning of that fern leaf style. This is Mexican sterling. I think this one was, this might be Margot. No, it may not be. Let's go in here. Tosco, sterling, not Margot. 925 MHV, MH conjoined with a V. Look at that for deco styling though. Really incredible craft on this. And that is a hinged bangle. So it opens back here, snaps in very well. Again, people sometimes don't show and then pull. Sometimes they don't show and then you get it and you're disappointed because it doesn't work right. You know, safety chain was added with copper links. So that might bother you. You can remedy that if that bothers you, but that's not original and you don't even really need a safety on it. If you just want to pull that off, you can, or just leave it if it doesn't bother you, because it didn't bother me at all. Very interesting for that. Oh, let me show you this because I have the matching earrings. If you want a very unusual pearl, this is a solid 18 karat gold cap. It's marked here and here that it's 18 karat gold. I did test it. Look at that pearl though. Wonderful, greenish, bluish, purple, fabulous. And I love that kind of bean shape to where that top color is so central, so rich. And then look at the little dimpling here to show that, hello, I'm a natural pearl, likely cultured. On something like this, it'd be very difficult to find one that wasn't cultured. And this is heavy in the hand. I think that that is still a cultured pearl, but look at that. I do have a matching pair of earrings that are stud earrings. I couldn't find them. They will come to the sale. 14 karat gold post and friction back. This is an opal. I wish you could see the color play in this, and hopefully you're seeing it now. It has the most brilliant speckles of pink, lime green, yellow, and electric blue. This is a genuine opal. Yes, there are some crazed lines to this. There is some crazing to that. There is, I don't know if it's going to pick it up on camera, but in bright daylight, you will see some crazing in the stone. There's no problem with that, but you need to call it and tell people that it's there. There is some crazing in that stone. It's not necessarily cracks, it's just fissures that have formed, and you do see it in bright light. So you need to be aware of that, but an amazing sterling silver, handmade mounting, solid sterling silver, incredibly well made, large size, large and in charge, that's an 11. So if you're looking for a very special opal and you have a size 11 finger, I would challenge you to wear this on like a pointer finger or an index finger. It would be great. And it's very, very large, and that opal, like I said, is gorgeous. A stone pendant, landscape, and landscape. Beautiful. The bezel is great. The bail looks like it needs some help. So that's a little bit bent out of shape. Definitely still wearable. Sterling silver. And then the Whiting and Davis snake bracelet with the faux turquoise jewels. Somewhere to the inside, but really cool. And someone had asked, can you please bring on the Whiting and Davis bracelet, the wrap style bracelet? I said, absolutely. Those are glass, not turquoise. Once again, and let me reload the tray with costume and we're going to call it. Okay, guys, I'm just going to start putting it in. So these are all the bagged costume lots. These are definitely coming to the sale. So I'm not going to take my time. I'm just going to say, oh, those were the real pink pearls too. Those are the fakies, but those are the real pinks. We'll sell them together. That little jar with the little Chinese girls, we'll sell it with something else. And then a lot of bagged lots of costume. Moon glow lucite, a lot of earrings in that with 2 pouches. So if you're into costume lots, here's another sterling pendant. So these are going to be later lots in the sale. These are lapis beads, very beautifully done, matte finished. A lot of really cool pieces. This is an Accutron watch, presentation watch with engraved information on the back. 3 sterling silver pendants that I thought, you know what, they're so large. That's the brooch, and then 2 pendants. Please excuse that. It's late in the recording, and I'm not going to re-record this. You all understand. 2 pendants and a brooch, not turquoise. That's howlite dyed. Those are definitely both onyx. A little crystal necklace, very sweet crystal necklace. A bag full of bracelets and a pendant. Trifari, costume, and crystal. Some more. We might actually do some like bigger groupings of this. So maybe these 2 will sell together as a bundle, okay? So don't be too frustrated if you come to the sale and you say, well, I wanted that one. Well, you're going to get a whole bunch more than one. This is definitely going to go with something else. But I just want to give you a feel for the costume stuff that's going to come. Some gold filled in this one. So you're going to get some bundles and you're going to get some bargains. And we just really want you to come to the sale. We really want to have a lot of fun on Tuesday night. I think that's going to complete it for me, but you get the gist. This keeps going and going and going. A charm bracelet that's loaded. What? You know, absolutely beautiful charm bracelet. So I'll process a little bit more. I'm not going to get too carried away. We want this to find a new home with other people. We want to get this stuff sold for our consignor, get the most we can, but also give you some really great buys. We want to have a lot of fun at the sale. Again, if you're not registered, I'll show you now. Boy, is this box a mess. I'll show you now. If you're not registered, the sale is this coming Tuesday, May 20th at 7 p.m. Please register at Bully Run Antiques. That is all the information that you need to include. It's a buy it now fixed price sale. We never elevate any sort of bid or auction. It's all buy it now. We love to have a ton of fun with all of you. And I do want to say a special thank you to all of you who have made the sales such a great success. We are so grateful. We are so thankful. And a special shout out to all of you that have given such generous super chats or have, when we put goals on Jeremy's channel, that you gave money to Jeremy's goals. We really do appreciate it. And to all the people that have went over to BullyRunCoffee, since Jeremy isn't here tonight, I want to send a very special shout out from my heart to yours. Thank you for supporting the person I love the most. Thank you for supporting his business. It means the world to me. So we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. We're going to have a heck of a lot of fun. There's going to be no drama, no storytelling, no garbage. And if there is, I'll throw them out. So anyways, I'll let you go. You know how I end it? Because I want you to feel it rather than have me just say it. Okay? So listen close and absorb it. Feel this. I love you because I do.